Hey guys, I'm here, and I want to give out a little rant about Hasbro and their Nerf blasters. Now, um, I've been in the hobby for a couple years now. Really only started at the end of my eighth grade year. Learned a lot of knowledge, and I just want to say, so you're staring at a strife here. That's gonna be my first point. So everything you see here isn't actually what they're selling, but it's just like placeholders. So originally the strife here, it costed $20. All right, you Hasbro adds on a pre-existing barrel attachment, puts on a pre-existing foregrip, and now it's $30. I don't even know if both of those were that expensive, but both of these were like $5. But hold on, we add a pre-existing stock, and now it's 40. Cause that's how business works. Just yeah, no, it's primary size, so yeah, no, make it 40. Really, like, come on. Their recent release of the AccuTrooper, uh, it's a regular Elite Alpha Trooper with a drum that already exists, and uh, all the changes that they made from the Elite Alpha Trooper to this one, to this newer AccuStrike Alpha Trooper. Um, they added a barrel attachment, which was something that wasn't on the older models, and some people actually changed up the. They got their hands on some measurements and all that, and then they made their own design for a barrel attachment. Even though, in my opinion, the Alpha Trooper doesn't need any barrel attachments. It's already long enough. It does not need one, unless you're going for like an ammo counter or something. Or the only barrel attachment I see that from Hasbro is that you would want on that is probably the chronograph barrel that they came out with for the Modulus line. But that's besides the point. I just want to mention that they re-released the Alpha Trooper, and now it's $40. But here's one thing I want to mention: it does have paint on both sides. Let me show you something. This is the Nerf N-Strike Mediator. Looks cool on this side, right? Well, let's turn it over to this side. It's freaking naked. It's no paint whatsoever. No pennies were wasted to paint this. Especially for right-handed people, which most people are. Some people are left-handed though, which is alright. You know, they'll get to see all this cool stuff, which that's nice. But for right-handed people, they get to see a magazine sticking out and no paint. This trend made me think, like, man, what if for like what if for like an elite paint scheme or something, Hasbro themed, like uh I make an integration and use elite paint, like blue and white and all that. Probably not even blue and white anymore. It's probably like blue and orange now. I don't even know what they're doing with the elite line anymore. Uh I was thinking, like, okay, so we'd put gray primer on both sides, and then uh paint one half and then forget about the other half. Screw it all together, and then there you go. That's my elite paint scheme right there. Like, I would do that. I would actually want to do that, but I don't feel like having an elite paint scheme anytime soon. Next, I also want to talk about performance. This is a relatively newer blaster, released in like 2018, maybe 2017. Here, let me just take a close look at that. Yeah, the patent information says 2017. Busby, on the other hand, came out with the Sentinel, which, to compare it to the Slingfire, I have to say, buy this one. It's less it's one, less expensive, two, just better performance. And if you're modder, three, it's more efficient. It does not use a bolt sled. It does not use gears. It's just a simple pull this forward, and that pulls back the plunger tube. You pull it forward, it pushes the plunger to the plunger. It pushes the barrel and plunger forward, and it shoots hard enough. Let me give a comparison. This thing, the Sentinel, I can shoot it at that dart net from my bed, and it'll always make it in. This, however, I can shoot it at that dart net from my bed, and it sometimes will go in. You have to aim low on the dart net, like right here, instead of like center mass, like right there. With the Sentinel, I can pretty much just shoot anywhere. Maybe not up there, but in this general section, I can shoot the Sentinel and the darts will go in. What I'm trying to get at is that this company that wants more money is giving you less performance than this. Now, both of these are both $20, but come on. Like, just because this is $20 and this is also $20 does not mean that, you know, they do use the same internals for everything else. So, like, these internals would be in the newer Alpha Trooper and the Delta Trooper. They use the same magazine internals for everything. And the same, like, every magazine-fed Nerf blaster is the same. Every flywheel Nerf blaster is the same. Every Springer pistol is the same. And talking about Springer pistols, I just want to bring up something cool. Here, let me just grab them. Here's the Dart Zone's Blitzfire. Here's most of a disruptor. This is just for comparison. You notice how thick that is? That's pretty thick. Now look at this. Thin. I'm just saying, these things also contain the same amount of darts. Hasbro, what are you doing? Just, I mean, I guess they're not going for a compact blaster, but neither are these. Also, I just want to say something. The slamfire mechanism in here is just terrible. I'd much rather go with something like what's in here or in a rough cut, just because that's a better slamfire mechanism. You don't have to worry about anything. But this one is kind of garbage. That's why there's no slide on this thing, because I broke it. This thing doesn't have slamfire. I think the Dart Zone Magnum, the Magnum Super Drum has it, but like you can load this by pressing the trigger. You can't. You have to spin this to load it. And also people want to be like, oh man, I need my slamfire. Strong Arm's best pistol. Screw the hammer shot. I need my slamfire. Oh, look at me. I just shoved 6 darts in your face. Cool. I can do the same thing with this, and I don't need slamfire. I can shove higher, like very high spring loads in this, and yet I can probably shoot this at the same speed as this. Maybe a little slower, but it's not like a microsecond is going to count. A second will, maybe even half a second, maybe even a quarter, but a microsecond is not. I'm just saying. Like either re-release this thing with better internals. Well, they're probably not going to do that either because guess what? Hasbro doesn't like modders, which is why. Yeah, no, I don't think I brought this up yet. The internals, they keep getting more and more complicated. Like some of the Mega Blasters are like, here, shove gears in it, just so that then we can't open it up, and then uh like the micro shots, no modding potential. You want to know why? They're all glued together. Cool. Like Hasbro, if you don't want people modifying your stuff, don't use screws to put it together. Companies like Buzzbee and Dart Zone, they don't care if you mod their they don't care if you mod their blasters. But these guys here, the Hasbro and the Nerf stuff, I guess they just care so much about patents or they just care about lawsuits so much. Even though most kids that get shot at with a Nerf gun are well. I like to think that most people who are modifying their Nerf blasters are those kind of people like me who don't shoot their family members or friends and all that when they're not expecting it. I mean, I'm like that, but I don't know if others are like that. I mean, I don't think parents are going to sue Hasbro over someone else. Like, I'm pretty sure it's impossible, in fact, to open up a single Nerf blaster, put in a heavier spring or something, or do whatever, and then try and sue someone over that because that's you can't use the warranty at that point. You can't like take the blaster in and say, hey, I got a bad one. You can't say that anymore because you just opened it up to put in a heavy spring in that. I'm pretty sure you can't get sued for modifying a Nerf gun. I'm pretty sure Hasbro can't get sued for I'm pretty sure Hasbro can't get sued for someone else opening up their product and then modifying it so then it hurts. But hey, I'm just saying, like, I have no clue why Hasbro does not like modders. I guess they just don't like it that they're, like, making their Nerf blasters look more realistic, like the Chris Vector kit for the Nerf Strife. Or that some people are just like, hey, paint it black. Like, seriously? Seriously. Well, like, first off, those people aren't even allowed to use those in, like, public games or anything because that's too freaking scary. Yeah, no, I don't understand what Nerf wants in their foam shooting toys. I don't even know. They try all these new gimmicks like Nerf Nitro with their cars or recent example, the Nerf Bulldog, which is basically the deploy but actually good, which I guess that's another rant for another day. Just because I don't want to make this video longer than I want it to be, which it's already too long with all my pauses for thinking and all that. Yeah, no, like Hasbro, I don't know what you're doing with your company. You decide, hey, let's make all our blasters pretty much hard to get. Let's make all our blasters $20 and up. Like, come on, guys, you can make the Chronos like $15. That'd be a fair price. I'd still buy it for $20, but every Nerf pistol is $20. Every Nerf pseudo primary is $30. And primaries, elite shooting primaries are like 40, and rival blasters go from like 40 to 100. No, 40 to 200 with the Prometheus. Like, come on, like. I don't remember which company does the rival knockoffs, but like I think it's Dart Zone, but I could be incorrect on that. Dart Zone made their own version of the Nemesis. It holds the same amount. It actually looks sleeker in my opinion. The Nemesis just looks like a big old block, and it looks too heavy to even use. But their version actually looks pretty cool. I'd use that. Holds the same amount, does everything else that the Nemesis does, except it doesn't use a rev trigger. It uses a toggle switch, if that's even the right term. I don't know. It uses a little switch on the side. Well, you know, like what Nerf used to do with their barricades. They put a switch on the side instead of having a rev trigger. But yeah, no, like it does all the same things. It might even have better performance. I can't tell 100%. I don't even have either of them, and it's been a long time. Here's the thing though. Hasbro charges $100 for their Nemesis. Dart Zone charges $50. You mean 500? No, I mean 50. $50. They charge half as much and you get the same amount. That's like me. Here, I know, it's a stupid analogy. Okay, here we go. Here's 2 Nerf mags. Hasbro wants to sell 2 of these for like $15, let's say. It's just 2 magazines, nothing in them, nothing on them or anything, except this one does have paint, but that's just to show. That's just on there. 2 Nerf magazines. Hasbro is going to pay you $15 for 2 of them. I'll have you pay $10. Like, why do I have to use an odd number? They pay like $20, $10 per mag. I'll pay you. You'll. Geez, my words today. Hasbro is giving out 2 magazines for $20. I'm doing the same for $10. Who's making the better profit? Well, I'd hope it's the guy making $10. But then again, here's the thing with Nerf. The reason why we don't know about many Buzzbee or Dart Zone blasters nowadays is that who has advertisements on TV? This boy right here. And I assume that's why Nerf blasters are so damn expensive. They use higher quality plastic, which, I mean, I can't blame like companies like Buzzbee. I mean, hey, at least it works. I mean, cool, this has a higher quality plastic, so nothing's gonna like break on it super easily. But that doesn't matter. That almost doesn't matter because you can't modify these things, so why even have better externals to house your internals if you can't even modify the internals? Like, seriously, if the internals are just fine using thinner plastic like these guys, and yet you can't even modify it, why even go with thicker plastic? That, like, come on, guys. Also, like, they have advertisements. That's they have to pay advertisers on TV channels and just places to put their advertisements in general. They have to put those on like on Cartoon Network and all that. They have to pay money to get those on TV. I'll tell you, if Buzzbee and Dart Zone start making advertisements, they're gonna be more expensive. Although I'm pretty sure like BuzzFeed has some advertisements on websites like Twitter, not like actual ads, but you can follow them and figure out like what the new stuff is. Hasbro has like TV stations and all that, which no one even watches TV anymore. And the advertisements on YouTube, people on YouTube don't want you to see these. Yeah, sure, they're toys, but they're like guns and all that. Oh no, that's scary. Which is just another topic I guess I'll talk about later. But like, come on YouTube. You can, just because it's a toy just because it's gun shaped does not mean it's gonna just teach people how to shoot up a school. Like a soldering gun, basically a soldering iron, but instead of just a stick, it's has a handle that's perpendicular to the heating element. Is that going to teach me how to shoot up a school? Like, no. Is this going to teach me how to shoot up a school? Yeah, sure, if you're stupid. Nerf guns don't actually have many things in common with real firearms. I mean, they do have a bunch of stuff, but like, they won't, like, what I'm trying to say here is that just because, Nerf guns and all that does not mean school shooter, which is why I hate other places that are like, oh no, Nerf guns, we're banning Nerf guns and all that because those are scary. Like, no, they're not. There's articles and articles over people being like, oh no, Nerf guns are scary. Oh no, Nerf guns are looking more and more real and they use gun terms and all that, even though they're not accurate at all. Chris Cartea, a good YouTuber you guys should watch. I learned a lot from him. Talked about one of these like news outlets or something on one of his videos. I don't know if it was a video by itself or it was on his news videos, but like it was like, oh man, look at these Nerf guns. Oh no, they're looking scarier and scarier. They're looking more and more realistic, as it shows a picture of like a bright orange and green Nerf gun. Like, are you kidding me? Does that look like a firearm to you? I mean, if you're stupid. And then it's like, oh man, look at these Nerf guns with their bump stocks. Like, if you're in any know of what bump stocks are, let me give you an explanation. So it's a stock you put on your gun. It's not just a stock. It's a stock and a handle, but it makes semi-automatic guns basically into fully automatics because guns, unlike Nerf guns, have recoil, which pushes the gun back. So, like, you put your finger on this one thing, it pushes the trigger, it goes back, it goes forward. It basically makes it fully automatic at that point. Should we ban bump stocks? I don't know, maybe. But, like, that entire statement of that one person saying, oh no, Nerf guns are getting bump stock modifications. I'm like, no, they're not. Nerf guns don't have recoil, unlike actual firearms that have recoil. So that entire statement is just false. Do your freaking research. Nerf guns can fire fully automatic because why? Because they're shooting these. How many people have been killed by one of these? Don't worry, I'll wait. How many people have been killed by these? None? Oh, cool. Then why even talk about these as like a real firearm and be all scared about it? I'm pretty sure I just said that I wasn't going to go over this, that this was going to be a conversation for another video, but why not? Why not? You know, it's fine. I swear, some people are just so stupid, and like they're just so scared of firearms that they're like, oh no, anything firearm shaped has to go away. Okay, cool. If we ban all guns, then there's gonna be school bowings. What do I mean by that? Kids going to school with a bow and arrow and just shooting everybody like they're freaking Legolas. Like, that's what's gonna happen if we ban all guns. Like, I'm just saying. Also, criminals aren't... Actually, never mind. They're probably still gonna use guns because criminals don't care about the law. So why punish the people abiding by the law? I don't know how to finish this. I just been ranting on for about 25 minutes at this point. Hope you guys liked my ideas and thoughts and all that. If you guys agree, I guess make a comment about it. If you guys disagree, I'd like to hear it, even though I'd probably just argue with you about it. I'm reaching up on 26. I'm gonna go, guys. I'm sorry for this long rant. I just sometimes I just think, and I just wanted to get my thoughts out somehow instead of just me saying my thoughts to myself over and over again, because I'm weird like that and I think out loud. Anyways, bye. I'll see you guys soon.